Once upon a time, in a remote village nestled in the rolling hills and lush forests of Japan, there lived a wise old man named Takashi. He was revered among his people for his wisdom, kindness, and keen sense of intuition. One day, a young man came to him seeking guidance. He was lost, confused, and unsure of his place in the world. Takashi, sensing his despair, smiled and led him to a beautiful garden behind his house. The garden, filled with meandering paths, bonsai trees, and fragrant flowers, was a symbol of grace and serenity. Takashi sat down on a small wooden bench and gestured for the young man to join him. "Listen to the garden," he said softly. "It speaks to us in its own way." The young man looked around, puzzled. "I don't understand," he replied. "Look at the flowers," Takashi said. "Each one is different, yet they all share the same soil, the same sun, the same water. They grow at their own pace, each in its own time. But they all have one thing in common: they are constantly reaching for the light." The young man looked at the flowers, noticing how they lifted their heads towards the sun as if in prayer. "This garden represents your life," Takashi continued. "Every step you take is like a new path in the garden. Every choice you make is like a new plant you place in the soil. You can choose to grow with purpose, reaching for the light of your own potential, or you can let yourself be carried by the winds of circumstance, like the leaves that scatter in the wind." The young man was struck by Takashi's words. He realized that his life was like a garden, full of potential, yet in need of guided cultivation. "Where do I begin?" he asked. "Begin by planting the seeds of intention," Takashi replied. "Set your goals, your dreams, your purpose. Then, nurture those seeds with patience, care, and attention. And don't forget to enjoy the journey, just like you enjoy the beauty of this garden." The young man left Takashi's garden feeling inspired and renewed. He followed the old man's advice and started to live his life with intention, purpose, and mindfulness. He cultivated his own garden, tending to it with care, and watching it grow into a beautiful reflection of his own potential. The moral of this story is simple: life is like a garden. We are the gardeners of our own lives. We can choose to let ourselves be carried by the winds of fate, or we can plant the seeds of intention, cultivate our potential, and blossom into the beautiful beings we were meant to be. So, take a moment today, my friends, to visit your own garden, and ask yourself, what seeds am I planting? What am I nurturing with care? What kind of fruits do I want to reap? And then, like the flowers, reach for the light and let your beauty shine.